This is a story about the time I was offered heroin. During my teen years, I spent a lot of time at this local teen hangout called The Warehouse. I spent every weekend there. One particular night while I was there was a guy named Travis. And all night long, he had been bragging and showing off these brass knuckles he had in his pocket. I guess because he thought he was cool or whatever. He was a dumbass. But anyway, we went outside at one point to have a cigarette. While we were smoking, the owner of the hangout, whatever you want to call it, came out and said, "I know you have these brass knuckles in your pocket. You need to get rid of them and take them home, or else I'm calling the cops." So, Travis decided he was going to take them home, obviously. So he was like, "I just live down the street from here. You want to walk to my house while I take these home?" And I was like, "Sure." So while we were walking, he started talking about, "I have this heroin on me." He said, "I've been trying to sell it all night, but nobody's been interested in it." He was like, "Come here, come here." And he took out of his pocket, it was a baggie full of little capsules, little pill capsules. And he was like, "Oh, you ever seen a heroin? I want to show you what it looks like." So I was kind of curious. So I was curious what it looked like. I wasn't curious of trying it. So he took one of the little caplets filled with heroin, and he opened it up and sprinkled a little bit of it in his hand. He was like, "This right here, this is what heroin looks like." I was just like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, whatever." So at that point, I was starting to get paranoid because I was like, "This motherfucker's got a lot of heroin on him," because he had several capsules full of heroin. I was just thinking, this motherfucker's got a lot of heroin on him. If we get stopped by the cops, I'm probably going to be arrested with him. I was thinking guilty by association. So I was getting paranoid at that point. But we were almost to his house, he said. So I was just like, yeah, whatever, it'll be fine. So we go on walk and continue to his house. Eventually he says, "When I get home, I think I'm going to try this. You want to try it with me?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, no, I wasn't going to charge or anything. You can just try it for free. That's fine." And I was like, "Hell no. I have an addictive personality." I was like, "I ain't trying that." And he was like, "Oh, come on, man. One time ain't going to hurt nothing. You're not going to be addicted by one time." And I was like, "That might be true. But for me, one time doesn't exist." I said, "Especially if I like it." I was like, "If I do that, I will become addicted. And there's no way in hell I would ever try heroin." So he got quiet for a little bit, and I don't know if he thought I was going to tell somebody he had heroin on him or whatever, but a little bit later, he was like, "I was just joking, man. I wasn't really going to try it. You know that, right?" And I was just, whatever. Uh, I mean, I have an extremely addictive personality. Like I said, one time doesn't exist for me. Even if I didn't like it, I would try it again. I'd be thinking, all right, I didn't try it the first time. I'll try it in a different way, in a different setting, and maybe I'll like it then. One time just simply does not exist for me. And I'm so happy my mind is set like that. If I ever got on something as addictive as heroin, there would be no hope for me. I would just die. I have absolutely no doubt that I would just be dead. And it probably wouldn't even take me long. And in this town, people are dropping left and right from heroin overdoses. I like a good buzz as much as anybody, but there's no way I'd ever try something that hardcore.